Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to perform on you a startup pitch because I think Rachel and colleagues were very clear that I only have 10 minutes. So I'm going to speak extremely fast and pitch to you gender lens investing, whether it is a hype or an opportunity. Now, it is a pity that we have so few men, and those of you who are here, welcome, because gender lens investing is not a women's thing. It really isn't. It's a societal, economic, and really, really huge sustainability opportunity. And I'm going to try to prove this now with a couple of data, which also will resolve what you have voted on in the poll. But first and utmost, let me quiz you a little bit, and you can probably use the chat to just make some votes, thinking about what do all of these great inventions have in common. And getaway typing is going to be very interesting. Well, Slack, I love using, Netflix, iTunes. All of these inventions that many of us use every day have one thing in common, which is that they have been developed with a female product manager. So not the innovator has been the person, but the product manager, which is the person that needs to unite and bring together all the forces and the stamina and the persistence to develop a product that people love, have been female. Now that transpires into basically the power of diversity in innovation overall. And you see here a study from BCG done in 2018, where they looked at 6 factors of diversity, from career paths to place of birth, industry background, academics, gender, etc., and tried to determine what is it that fosters the most innovation. So what characteristics of diversity do companies display that are uber innovative and very successful? And guess what? The 2 dominating factors were industry background and the mix of gender. So it is proven in data, and it is no surprise that gender diverse companies deliver up to 20% of premium return, 4 to 15% better dividend, and ultimately female or gender mixed teams in startups have an up to 60% better valuation. And that is why this diversity aspect in a corporate governance is far less about us, the women. It really is about a good and rock solid business practice. So if you are a gender lens investor, you actually are a smart investor, not necessarily just making the world a better place. It's a nice side effect, but you also can make a lot of money. Here is the definition for all of you to use. Gender lens investing, what does it mean? A beautiful longish definition. Basically, it means to use capital like in sustainable investing to simultaneously generate financial return and advocate gender equality. The way how you do it in very practical terms is, well, you can invest in companies that have provably really good gender equality and usually also overall diversity practice. You can invest in an enormous women market. Women control 80% of all purchasing decisions and roughly at this point in time, 40% of global private wealth. So any solution that is being done or bought by this huge market is a really good investment. And then there is a philanthropic societal side to all of this, to provide capital to organizations that actually help to advance women and girls, right? So this can be women organizations, but this can also be something where I have the privilege to work with organizations that help to foster female entrepreneurs and the whole lot. So these are the really 3 biggest ways how you can be gender smart. Now, the biggest challenge in all of this is the data. How do you find whether a company is a gender equality leader or a laggard, right? And I've listed a couple of the common indices here. There is more and more data coming. So this is more probably for you to know where to go and look out for if you want to become a gender smart investor. And here, one thing that is really noticeable, Equileap, which has evolved over the past 5 years to a global data providing leader in gender equality, usually makes a ranking of the top 100 companies. They analyze roughly 3,700 every year. And you see the top ones here. And I really have to report that when I look at this report today again, to be able to hold this talk, among the top 100, there is no longer a Swiss company. 2 years ago, there still were Swiss companies in there. So I think we in Switzerland really have to step up our battle and make gender equality and diversity everybody's challenge, not just a women's challenge. Now you will also see deeper in the data, which I could talk about for about the next 2 hours, and I won't, I promised I won't, that there is a very strong correlation between gender equality and good gender practice in organizations and sustainability. Rachel Whittaker and I, when we were working in UBS and constructed the UBS ETF, Rachel kindly ran an in-depth sustainability analysis on all of the companies that we put inside the ETF, and we found that over 90% of them also would outperform on sustainability, which I think is deeply encouraging and actually really cool. Finally, how can you become a gender lens investor? Well, the easiest way is to go through ETF. You can buy single stocks as well. You can use your own consumer or creation power. You can support female entrepreneurs, or as mentioned, you can make a donation or support socialpreneurs. These are 5 very easy ways. The ETFs are broadly accessible and available now. So for me, that is a very easy way to start if anybody feels like they should. To ultimately summarize this, gender lens investing is better for business. It gives a boost to sustainability and it creates a more inclusive world. We wouldn't be talking about I am black or I am with you if there was more gender smart investing in the planet. And so let me close with this quote for your further discussion, which is Michael Kimmel once said it, and it so stuck with me: privilege is invisible to those who have it. Privilege is invisible to those who have it, and therefore we need to change the world of money in order to change the world overall. And it is women's capital that can make this change, because remember, we hold 40% of everything that's out there. So yes, we can, we will, and it has already started. Thank you.